Bulldoggers, welcome back to our Bulldog Online YouTube channel. I'm Brittany and wait a minute, where's Kelly?
I'm here. I was just on a run. I'm winded. I think cardio is hardio. However, I do appreciate runners and the endurance it takes them to crush miles weekly in their workouts. I also always thought that you were either a runner or a yogi and that the two were mutually exclusive. I've learned that yoga provides so many benefits for runners. Yoga is an excellent cross-training activity that promotes strength building, improves flexibility, and aids in recovery after a run. Yoga is great for runners because it counteracts the pounding, tightening, and shortening of muscles when you're out for a distance run.
I do wish I had a yoga practice back in my running days. I have found myself more inclined to create cardio on my mat in yoga than outside on the open road. Yoga is designed to specifically target areas of the body that are problematic for runners, like your hamstrings, your IT band, your hips, your psoas, and your shoulders. Yoga before and after a run additionally helps to strengthen and lengthen your muscles to prevent injury, which is so common for runners.
After a run is a great time to do yoga because you're already warmed up. Maybe skip the power yoga and dynamic movements used to warm up the body and go straight into the deep therapeutic hip openers, the hamstring stretches, and the other more static postures to help your body recover from your effort while running.
Yes, I totally agree.
A simple beginner yoga routine loosens tight spots and strengthens weak spots to offset the effects of a runner's very one-dimensional workouts. The benefits of yoga for runners are both physical, think improved flexibility, range of motion, muscular strength, and also mental, think more focus, less stress.
Yoga is also the perfect recovery tool for runners. So many runners, I'm sure, can relate with that post-run soreness. So yoga relieves that soreness and tension in your muscles, and it restores your range of motion so that you can run better the next time you kick asphalt. And whether you're an avid runner or you just love that social 5K with that mandatory beer ticket at the end, yoga can help with so much of your post-run recovery.
So all those benefits of yoga as a complement to running are now super clear and expansive, right? But what if you're a runner and brand new to yoga? You want to know a little bit more, I bet. Where do you even start?
Great question, Kel. So if you're a runner, you probably or may be brand new to yoga, which I understand. So have no fear, our actual resident Bulldog Ironman, Jenny LaFaro, is here, and she is gonna walk us through the perfect gentle beginner post-run stretch. Who better to show us? Let's take it to the mat with Jenny.
Jenny, and I'm here with good friend Britt, and we are going to go over a beginner's post-running stretch series. All right, so you can do this right after you stop running, whether you have your shoes on or off. It's totally up to you, inside or outside. I'm going to start by having blocks and a strap. You don't necessarily need blocks, you just need kind of something to give you some space. Whether if you're outside, it could be like a stairwell or something like that, you can put your hands on. So our first movement we're going to start with, we're going to grab our blocks. Once again, as I said, just have something to create some space, whether it's on the tall or the short end. And we're gonna step our right foot back. So you're gonna start in a running lunge position. Now from here, slowly you're gonna start to straighten your front leg. As you dig your heel into the ground, you're gonna flex your toes up. This will help you stretch out your hamstring or the back part of your thigh. Allow your upper body to start to melt towards your front leg. You're gonna start to feel it more as a stretch here. You want to place as much weight on your lower body as possible. Now, also from here, find your gaze back. Your back toe and heel should be aligned. Sometimes our heel comes in a little bit, so you want to think about spiraling your back hip towards your front. So spiraling your thighs inward. Once again, you're going to feel that more in your hand. Do you feel that more? Right? Yeah. Now from here, if you want a little bit more of a stretch, start to wiggle your back toes a little bit farther back, so you're lengthening. Take a few rounds of breath here. Now from here, also what I like to do, if you maybe hold this for like 5-10 rounds of breath, you can bend into your front leg again. So you can move into your front left hip now. You can always lower your knee down. Yeah, good, right. And then you can go right back into it. Maybe you can sink a little bit deeper this time. Now maybe you want to do this 2-3 times. Once again, spiral your back hip forward. Yeah, it makes little adjustments here will make such big differences of where you feel it. So we're really trying to focus on our hamstring. And exhale, bend. Lower your knee down. We're gonna do one more round like that. Tuck your toe. Each round, try to sink just a little bit deeper. And you can wiggle your toes back even a little bit more. Then into our front leg. Now once again, we're gonna lower our back knee down. Now what we're gonna do is that front leg, you're gonna toe heel it a little bit wider to give yourself space. So we're gonna focus on this hip. You could keep your blocks if you need to. If you're outside, I think you should be fine. Just stand on your hands if you don't have those blocks. Now from here, just like the same idea, the other posture, we wanna place as much weight into our hips as we can. So you wanna take weight out of your upper body. Start a lizard lunge. So you can slowly start to lower down if you can onto your forearms. Biggest things we want to be concerned about is making sure your front heel is grounded. It's okay if you start to dial your knee open. You can start to open up your piriformis. It will help you open up your hip and groin a little bit more, but just some part of your heel. I just don't want your weight forward onto your knee. Number one, you won't feel it as a stretch, and number two, it's just going to put too much pressure on your knee. So now from here, once again, maybe hold for about 10 plus rounds of breath. As I said, I like to dial my knee open. You can give your inner thigh a press with your hand. Just try not to push on your knee or any connective areas. So you're going to come back up onto your palms. Now what we're going to do is we're going to open up that back quad. So you're going to open up your left palm. So the same side that your front foot's at. Feel like you're holding a tray, and you're going to grab for the pinky toe side of your foot. You do this because you want to externally rotate your shoulder, so you kind of get like a double stretch from this. You're opening up your chest and start to pull your heel towards your butt. So this is gonna open up the front side of your right thigh or quad. When you run, we do super forward motion for a really long time. So the front side of our body gets really tight. Now use your breath to start to send your heel towards your butt. Also, we have a tendency to lock this arm out. Try to soften it so you allow your quad and your hip to find your weight. And roll your shoulder back. As well, when we move forward, our upper body collapses forward, so this will really help you open up your chest and help your posture. All right, release your leg down. Now from here, we're gonna lower our hand down. What we're gonna do is we're gonna tuck our back toe, lift your knee, and you're gonna step your left foot back to meet your right, coming into a downward facing dog. Down dog, your arms are at shoulder width distance apart. Your legs can be slightly closer at hip width distance apart. You're pressing your chest back towards your thighs. From here, start to pedal your legs out or walk your dog by finding a deep bend into one leg as you plug your opposite leg into your hip. Just keep moving with your breath here. Now from here, you're gonna slowly tiptoe your feet towards your hands. Try to keep your legs as straight as you can. Once again, all this movement's gonna help you stretch out your hamstrings. And then from here, we're gonna find our opposite side. So we made our way to the top of our mat. We're gonna hang on our forward fold just for a moment. Allow your upper body to hang long, maybe ragdoll arms, soften here. What I like to do is have something to resist against. So however far you need to bend your knees, that's fine. If you have sneakers on, grab hold of the toes of your sneakers. If you're barefoot, grab hold of your two big toes. And think about sending your weight slightly forward to your mid to forefoot, and then slowly extending your leg straight. Once again, if there's still a bend in your leg, it's totally fine. You're gonna feel this so much more by having something to resist against, and you're pulling your nose towards your knees. You're always gonna feel like you're somersaulting forward. You're gonna feel this all through the backside of your body, your hamstrings, and your back. Now slowly soften your knees again if they're not already softened. Roll up here, right back. Let's find a few shoulder rolls back, a few shoulder rolls forward. And what we're gonna do is I'm gonna meet you on our backs on our mat. All right, so the second part of this, we will be on our backs. You have a yogi strap, you have a band, if you have a towel, anything that can be used to wrap around your feet, okay, grab that. And we're gonna slowly make our way onto our backs. So once again, we're gonna start with our right side. What you're gonna do is you're gonna wrap whatever it is that you have, that towel, that band, yogi strap. Just make sure you have a nice grip on it. So you're gonna allow your left leg to relax and lengthen long as you start to pull your right toes towards your nose. Now from here, really important thing is the idea that you're actively kicking your foot against your band as you're pulling it a little bit closer. We also want to think about keeping our left hip or the leg that's not engaged, hip grounded. So we're isolating all of our movement to our lifted leg. Just like everything else, use your breath to allow your body to move a little bit deeper in the inches, millimeters, centimeters of movement. That's what's gonna make the difference. Keeping the leg straight. Yeah, nice grip. You feel that a little bit more when you do that, right? Mm-hmm. Awesome. So hold this, about 5-10 rounds of breath from here. Now you're gonna keep the band around this same foot. And what we're gonna do is you're gonna send your right leg to your right side. Keep that idea of kicking against your band and pulling. Super important thing, once again, keeping your left hip grounded. A lot of times we try to bring it all the way over and this lifts. You're not gonna feel it as much. We wanna isolate the movement to your right leg. So even place your hand down and push your hip down. Yeah, perfect. Now kick and then start to lift a little bit up. Think about bringing your toes up toward your shoulder here. This will be a good groin stretch. Still a little bit of hamstring, so you feel that, Brett? Yeah. Yes. Once again, 5-10 rounds of breath. Keep this same side. Just switch your hands. Cross your leg over your body. This will be an IT band stretch. Remember, keep that kicking, that engagement of your leg, and keep pulling with your hand. Now, focus on grounding your right shoulder here. It's that same idea that we want to ground to isolate movement. So here, kick and start to lift. Let's make sure your right shoulder blades all the way on the mat. Back through center. Bend your right leg as you find a hip cradle. And here, I get rid of the band at this point. So from here, we have 3 different options. We're gonna do another deeper hip opener. So we can do our figure 4, our thread or needle, or belly up pigeon. I'm gonna show you all 3, okay? We're gonna start from the easiest, we can say, or the least amount of stretching of your hip to the one you'll probably feel the most. So that leg that you had lifted, the bent leg is gonna cross over your left knee for a figure 4. From here, this could be a really deep stretch for someone, especially runners with really tight hips and hamstrings. Plant your foot, dial your right knee in line with your left. Just by pressing your knee away, you're gonna feel this. I have pretty mobile hips and I still feel this in the stretch. How about you, yeah? You can use your hand to give your thigh a press. All right, so that's number 1. Number 2, keep this figure 4 connection. You're gonna sew your right arm through that triangle that your legs have created and hug the whole thing in towards your chest. And it's the same concept, but the more in line your knees are, the deeper this stretch is gonna be. Keep pulling the whole thing towards you. Sometimes people like to crunch up, but I feel like just bring your legs towards you more. So this is more, it's more of a stretch. You're not stressing out your neck or anything like that. And you can also, I like to push my elbow into my inner thigh to help guide. Yeah, there you go. Keep pulling your left knee in. Once again, feel this as a good stretch as well. So that's option number 2. Option number 3 is belly up pigeon. You cradle your left leg, or you cradle your right leg, excuse me. So the right sole of your foot, I like to put it in my elbow crook here. It kind of creates a nice little sit for it. Your left leg, allow it to totally relax long. Same idea, you're pulling your shin towards your chest. Closer it is towards your chest, the more you're gonna feel it. And see what movement feels good for you. That's why I like belly up pigeon as a version of a hip opener for a lot of us, because we've created space to move. None of our bodies are the same, and our own bodies from day to day aren't the same, okay? So use all this space that you've created to see what movement works for you at this moment. That's all that matters. So start to lift your ankle a little bit more in line with your knee. Feel it a little bit more. Yeah, feel that more? Nice. And do one more stretch on this side. So with that same leg that's bent, your right leg, you're gonna send it over your body for a spinal twist. So press your right thigh with your left palm. Ground your right shoulder on your mat. Ensure your movement's coming from your spine. Hug your right knee in and bring your left knee in to meet it. And this is where you would switch sides, all right? So you're gonna do that same exact thing on the other side.
That was an amazing flow. I can't wait to try it after my next run, but I'm probably never gonna go on them.
Thank you for hanging with us, Bulldoggers, and chatting with us about yoga for runners, especially beginner yogis. So, to get your Bulldog fix on the regular, remember to subscribe to this YouTube channel, comment, like, or just head over to bulldogonline.com and access our huge library of awesome at-home workouts. And if you are a runner, maybe next time, unroll your mat right after you roll up your socks with sneaks. What do you think?
I think that sounds like a plan.
See ya. And in the meantime, cool runnings.
What does that even mean?
It's a movie.
It is?
The Jamaican bobsled team.
Oh,
You have to watch
yeah,
it.
I know that.
That's like a classic.